I never imagined I'd be recording this from a hospital room after 2 decades as a trusted contractor in our town. My wife, Sarah, 8 months pregnant with our daughter, lies here hooked to monitors while I replay the security footage of yesterday's horror. Our HOA president, Linda, deliberately struck Sarah with her silver BMW SUV, sped off, then smirked as she told police my wife was faking it all. The doctors say Sarah will recover, but those moments when I didn't know if our baby would make it change you. I've built homes for countless families, yet nothing prepares you for someone threatening your own. How do you cope when the person meant to protect your community turns predator? And how could I have guessed that installing security cameras last month would save my family's future? 3 months ago, Sarah and I, finally SAVYing enough, bought our dream home in Willow Creek Estates. At 45, this is my second shot at family life after losing my first wife to cancer years back. Sarah, 32, and I have been trying for this baby since we married 3 years ago. Linda Harper, 58, had ruled as HOA president for 12 years, a tenure that started with charm but soon showed her true colors. She greeted us with a gift basket and an HOA rulebook thicker than a dictionary. Just formalities, she said, but her eyes scanned our moving truck like we were hiding something. The first weeks were smooth. We painted the house the exact approved shade of willow taupe, kept our lawn at precisely 2.5 inches, and got permission before planting a single tulip. Trouble brewed when we requested a temporary wheelchair ramp for Sarah's dad, a Vietnam vet who sits weekly. His leg, injured in combat, makes stairs brutal at 75, especially with his recent cancer treatments. It had ruined the neighborhood's aesthetic harmony, Linda declared, clutching her ever-present clipboard. Maybe he could sit less often. Sarah was crushed. Those sits were her dad's lifeline. I suggested appealing to the HOA board, and that's when Linda's facade cracked. She launched a campaign of harassment, daily inspections, complaints about our flagpole being too bold, and threatening letters over our garden. Our trash cans were suddenly Cybele, despite being hidden behind the fence. Our mailbox was non-compliant, though it matched every other one on the block. Neighbors whispered warnings. Tom Carter across the street caught me at the mailbox. Don't cross Linda. The last family who did lost their car windows smashed, no witnesses. Ellen Brooks told Sarah at the pool how Linda had her husband's work van towed while he was on call at the hospital, claiming no commercial vehicles overnight, despite others parking similar vans. We tried keeping peace, but with Sarah's pregnancy advancing and her dad's health declining, the ramp became non-negotiable. I submitted plans showing it'd be temporary, painted to match the house. Linda rejected it in hours, no board consultation. This won't end well, Sarah said that night. It feels like she's always watching. She was right. I noticed Linda's silver BMW cruising by our house multiple times daily, slowing each pass. Once, I caught her snapping photos of our yard from the street. She sped off when I approached. Yesterday, at 2:15 p.m., the weather was perfect, mid-70s, clear skies. Sarah, cleared for light active tie by her doctor, was planting approved daisies along our walkway. She wore a blue maternity top and ripped jeans, her dark hair in a messy bun, humming as she worked with her gardening gloves and trowel. I'd installed security cameras the prior weekend after finding our hose/heater precaution, I told her. The footage captured it all in crisp detail. At 2:17 p.m., Linda's BMW appears, creeping at 15 miles per hour, normal for our street. But as it nears our property, it swerves toward the curb where Sarah kneels. No road hazards, no reason for the move. The front bumper hits Sarah's left side, knocking her onto the sidewalk. Her trowel flies one way, her shoe another. She rolls over, clutching her belly. The BMW accelerates away, no brake lights, just a deliberate hit and run in 1080p from our doorbell camera. For 3 excruciating minutes, Sarah lay on the concrete, dirt smearing her clothes, one shoe gone. She reached for her phone but couldn't grab it, later telling me she felt cramping and feared for the baby. At 2:20 p.m., our 72-year-old neighbor, Mr. Evans, walking his lab, spots her. He rushes over, dialing 911 on his old phone, his dog barking at passing cars. I was wrapping a kitchen remodel across town when my phone rang. "Mark, it's Sarah, Mr. Evans said, voice unsteady. "Someone hit her with a car. Ambulance is coming, get to County General." The 20-minute drive felt endless, longer than my first wife's funeral, longer than waiting out Sarah's miscarriage last year. I called her Finino answer. At the hospital, chaos reigned. Ambulances unloading, families crowding the ER. I parked crooked, left my keys in the ignition, and ran in. My wife, Sarah Thompson, hit by a car, 8 months pregnant, I told the nurse, voice cracking. They sent me to labor and delivery's emergency wing. Sarah was surrounded by staff and OB-GYN, nurses, and ultrasound tech. She looked tiny in the hospital bed, monitors beeping for in her arm. Seeing me, she sobbed, "Mark, Melinda hit me and drove off." Dr. Chin, her obstetrician, pulled me aside. Contusions on her left side, sprained wrist, abrasions. We're watching fetal distress decelerations in the baby's heart rate and early contractions. Medication started to stop them, but we need to monitor closely. I watched the ultrasound, our daughter's heart flickering too fast, then too slow. Sarah's bruising was already purple under her gown. Someone did this on purpose? Dr. Chin asked. Our HOA president, I said, the word surreal. We have Wydeo. He shook his head. Police are waiting. Officers Riley, a no-nonsense woman, and Sergeant Hayes, graying and weary-eyed, took our statements. Sarah, trembling, said, I saw Linda's face through the windshield. She looked right at me. I was about to show the footage when Linda burst in, Union of White Ted, designer bag swinging, feigning concern. I came as soon as I heard, she cooed. The neighborhood's buzzing about Sarah's accident. Accident, Sarah whispered, her monitor spiking. Linda spun a tail. She was driving normally, saw Sarah trip in her rear VYEW, and didn't stop because she was late for a zoning meeting. With her pregnancy, balance issues happen, she said, smiling thinly. She's confused pregnancy can cause hallucinations. My fist clenched. You saw her fall and drove away? Linda's smile tightened. I plan to check later. Officer Riley paused her notes. Are you saying she's lying about being hit? Linda doubled down. She's upset because I enforced rules. They've been trouble since I denied their garage extension. We never requested that. I snapped. Linda kept going, claiming we'd had 3 violations in months, painting us as rule-hating newcomers. Then, to Sarah, hooked to monitors. She's faking for attention. A little dirt, and suddenly it's hit and run. The baby's heart rate monitor spiked. Dr. Chin checked it fast. Sergeant Hayes coughed. Mrs. Thompson says you swerved deliberately, a serious claim. Linda scoffed. Ridiculous. Why would I risk my doula $75,000 SUV? It's my word against hers. And I've led this community for 12 years. The officers wavered. Exactly her goal, so doubt. Make it, he said, she said. I pulled my phone, calm despite my rage. Actually, it's your word against this. I played the footage. Linda's BMW swerving, hitting Sarah, speeding off. Her face, clear through the windshield, eyes on Sarah, hands turning the wheel. Silence gripped the room, save for the monitors. Linda's smile froze. Officer Riley's jaw tightened. Sergeant Hayes's face hardened. Mrs. Harper, care to review your statement? Linda paled, stammering. That's noti didn't feel anything. It's doctored. I showed the metadata stamp matching Mr. Evans's 911 call, her plate clear, Illinois LND 4721, 2023 BMW X5. Her bag hit the floor. Hayes's phone rang. He stepped aside, returning grim. Mrs. Harper, another neighbor's camera at 1542 Willow Creek confirms this from another angle. Linda's poise collapsed. I want my lawyer, she whispered. Riley cuffed her. Linda Harper, you're under arrest for hit and run, assault with a deadly weapon, and false reporting. As they led her out, Sarah squeezed my hand, tears now of relief. I thought no one would believe me. I kissed her forehead. Truth finds a way. By evening, our room became a hub. Flowers poured in, lilies from the Parkers, tulips from Mr. Evans, orchids from Dr. Lee. Neighbors brought stories. Greg Stone, a retired cop next door, shared how Linda keyed his car after he questioned HOA fees. The Parkers said she'd fined their daughter for chalk drawings, then threatened their business license. Dr. Lee had photos of Linda sneaking into his yard to measure his kid's swing set, followed by a lot 200 fine. Mrs. Larson, Linda's ex-assistant, slipped in nervously with a folder. I quit after finding doctored books, she whispered. Linda forged signatures, siphoned Dula $250,000. Her documents showed fake vendors, inflated invoices, a secret account. By midnight, 14 neighbors had shared why Linda targeted anyone questioning her or the finances. Next morning, Dr. Chin confirmed Sarah's contractions had stopped. Our baby was stable. District Attorney Clara Bennett arrived, sharp and seasoned. This assault case cracked open bigger crimes, she said. Warrants revealed Linda embezzled $250,000 over 8 years fake vendors, direct transfers to shell companies funding her country club dues, BMW payments, and a Florida condo. Her home, bought with stolen funds, faced seizure. That afternoon, Linda's arraignment aired. In orange, stripped of her polish, she looked small. Bail was denied. Flight risk, the violent crime. News spread. HOA president arrested for assault, fraud. Our footage, Sarah's face blurred, played regionally. Neighbors called with more EVY Denke, relieved Linda's reign was over. A week later, Sarah and our baby are stable, set for full recovery. This second chance at family, nearly stolen by greed and power, means everything. Our communities transform into new, transparent HOA board with term limits, open meetings, and audits. Playground upgrades and road repairs start soon, funded by Linda's seized assets. Linda faces 15 years for assault, hit and run, and fraud. She'll never hold power again. Her smirk's gone, replaced by the stare of someone meeting justice. Men, protect what matters. Cameras, know your rights, stand firm. One lens saved us, freed a neighborhood from years of fear. Courage and truth turn one fight into a community's victory. Our daughter will enter a healed Willow Creek, a lesson in standing together before she even breathes.